Well, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Looks like we made it to the end of another one. All right. To anybody who's just stopping by for the first time, welcome to Retirement Trades. And you know I love you loyal followers that are out there checking out every video that we put up here and commenting, participating, building a little community. So, all right, let's not waste any more time. Let's look at the market, see what's going on here. I want to say it looked a whole lot better earlier today, but look at this. This is kind of what we like to see on some days, and that's where we get our best opportunities to sell puts. And luckily, we got some buying power. So we're going to take a look around and see what we have for opportunities today. But first, let's look at the portfolio itself and where we're at. Being a red day, we know we're going to be down. We're not worried about it because this is all long-term plans here. I know you guys are tired of hearing about me talk about AMD and the huge mistake and the misplayed covered call and the wrong blah, 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 but it is here. I know I'm getting more comments about it saying I should get it out of the portfolio and whatnot. And that is the intention, but I am not going to take a loss when I know it is manageable. It is going to take me months to manage this and get this out, but we're going to keep selling calls. I mean, we just sold this call, or did we roll a call, or we sold the call? We opened a new call earlier in the week. It might have been Monday, it might have been Wednesday. I'm not sure, but look, we're already 40% on that call there, from 48%. That's almost half. To be honest with you, I might consider taking that off the table and opening another one. We'll figure that out here as we move along today. Intel is, we do still own 100 shares. That is down, was actually looking good earlier today, but now we're down to 19. So we're $1.50 in the hole on the stocks, but we are still up in the profits because of the premiums we've collected on the puts we sold to get into it. And then we've had a few covered calls we sold against it. So we're good there. And let's see, Mara. Okay, that's the other position we're holding right now. We've had this one for quite a while here. It's gone back down. It was up quite a bit earlier. But anyways, now our $17 strike price call for next Friday is now in the money, crept under the $17 mark. Not a big deal. We can roll that either this week or next week, and we'll consider that. But all right, let's start at the top here before we run down the shopping list, as we'll call it, the wish list. But AMD, let's see. We've made $146 on this already. What do you think? Should we just take that? Okay, before we do, let's see what the options are. First, well, February 28th. So that is 3 weeks from now. Let's see what we would get for rolling. We can go out a week for 56 cents. We can go out 2 weeks for $1.02, 3, 4. So it seems to be right around 50 cents a week, pretty much regardless as to what the choices are. Gonna come back to that. I tell you, I really want to think about that a little bit. Okay, this Intel covered call, same thing. We've collected 49% on that in just a few days. I mean, it's hard to it's only $24, but it's 49%. So let's see what we got here. I don't like it when that does that. I'll just close it. I will right click again, and it doesn't want to show this one. But we can go out 2 weeks for 28 cents, 3 weeks for 40 cents. And look at that, we go backwards if we take an extra week. Sometimes it's weird, the option chains and what they give you for options. All right, so let's try this one more time, just see what it's going to give me for that first week. Well, it doesn't, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it doesn't want to give me anything. All right, so let's see, Mara, we are, man, if I wasn't already committed to 2 puts sold on this, I'm going to tell you, I looked at Mara earlier, and with it being down there, I mean, that is kind of right in our put selling area. It's right at the bottom Bollinger. We're down here in the oversold, and it is just ready. I mean, next little jump with the Bitcoin, and it goes up again. So there's a chance we could do that again. But there's other things I want to shop for today anyway. So let's do this. Let's free up some let's free up. We don't need to free it up. We'll just, sorry guys, I'm a little scattered. We got busy today and just trying to get in here and get this video done for you guys, but I'm not going to make any hasty decisions in doing so. Let's do the shopping list. Write down the whole list here. Okay, so Riot, we just we made some money on that, $100 or so if I remember right, and that's coming back down. That would not be a terrible trade. Say if say the 1050. Let's just see what's available here. Our earnings is coming up here. So the 1050 for next week, 2 weeks from now, 26, 28 cents, probably in that range. Possibly come back to that. Let's look at the Upwork, which is one of the new ones we added to the list here last week or over the weekend. Yeah, man, could have grabbed that, but we didn't. I don't think we had any buying power when that opportunity presented itself. So that's why you should always try and keep something, just something, I don't want to say cash on the sidelines, because we're in a margin account and we're using all of the margin, which is not super well advised, but for the most part, we're only using about half the margin right now. And I'd like to always leave $1,000 to $2,000 over here, but sometimes you just can't avoid a deal when it's there. Okay, so Mar, we know what's going on there. That's at the bottom of the range again. I'd love to do that again, but I'm not going to get too heavy into one ticker. We've been looking at gold. That's had quite the run up. Not in a position to, not where we want it anyways. Okay, Vishay. This is the second new one, or I should say one of the new ones. I added a couple more just so you know. We'll get there shortly. But Vishay we added and right around here, but we didn't have that. We didn't have the buying power available. If we did, we could have taken a real big pop there and been ready to do it again here probably next week if it continues down. Intel, we know that story. We're in it. We got a covered call against it. And we're just going to keep doing that. We're going to keep selling those covered calls. And Celsius, this is one that got a little concerning. We did get in a pop here and a pop here and made some money. I think we got 3 runs at Celsius. We made money. One time I had to sell it in order to create some buying power. Sold it for a $50 loss, I think. And then we made that up on the last pop, and we're up a little bit on that. And now it's fallen below that line we were watching. We're basically right around there, right around the $25, $26 mark. We were eyeballing that for good entries, and it is gone down beyond that. How much farther will it go? I don't know. But I think that opportunity, if there's a decent trade, let's look at the $21.50, $22 mark. What do we see here? 21st, $21.50, $22 mark. That's not a bad premium. We might do that. We may have to do that. Might push it out to February 28th. Look at that. We can get $1 plus at $21. All right. I like that. We're going to come back to that. Let's see what else is on the list here. There's just a couple new ones I want to roll through before I make any decisions here. So let's take a look at Sony's chart. And Sony's had a really good run. Strong pullback today. Was that just the market? Was that news? I don't know. Let's see. February 5th. No, nothing as of today. We're going to watch that because I wouldn't mind getting back into Sony or getting into Sony, but I really would want to be down in the $21 mark probably. AT&T consolidating after a big run up. And let's see, Pfizer. This is one of my favorites. You guys know that, but man, Big Pharma is getting its butt handed to it lately. But might be a great opportunity to sell a put. Was there anything worth getting excited over? So the bottom bulge is around 25.50. I really would want to be more around 25. Let's see what's out there here for this month's expiration, 25, 18, 19 cents. Not exciting. Let's go out a month to March expiration, and yeah, nothing super appealing. All right, well, we're going to skip that for now. Here's a new one. Socks Long, SOXL. Brandon has brought this to my attention and from the Discord, and I had eyeballed it in the past. It never made the list over here because not that long ago it was selling for a whole lot more money. But now it's kind of down in our range. So let's look at that chart, see what's going on. Brandon mentioned that he likes to sell puts on these after he gets a couple of red candles. And you see 2 red candles, decent pop up, just gets to keep his premium. 2 red candles, a little bit of a hold, decent pop up, gets to keep his premium. 2 red candles, maybe get in around here. Either way, you got to hold it down a little bit. Big pop up, gets to keep his premium. He might be onto something with this. So do we want to wait for a second red candle, or do we want to possibly put an order in here? The bottom Bollinger is 2180. We'll just call that 22-ish. And let's see, what's the lowest it's been in quite a while? 2343. So we're selling a put. Anything below that would probably be reasonable, or 2350 mark. Let's see what the premiums are there. Should we start close? Yeah, let's look at next week. 2350. Wow, 47, 49 cents there for 1 week. That's the one we just looked at. 2 weeks here, the monthly. 2350. Look at that, 77, 80 cents for 2 weeks worth of work. I'm liking this, Brandon. I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. Let's look out a month just for fun. What do we get there for? What do we say? 2350, 24. You get $2 out there, but why would I want to do that if I can just physically get 2350, 24 might get me in the 90-cent range. We'll go to 2350 because that's pretty much been the low water mark, and that way there, if we do get assigned, we're saving 75 cents. We're getting it down closer to $23 range. All right, Brandon, let's do this, man. We're going to do this one for you and see what we got here. We're going to say 79 cents is the mid price. I've got to do this every time now. I got to make sure I'm on the right side of the column here, man. Puts, we're selling a put, and preview and send. Buying power going to be reduced about 2,000. We're in there, Brandon. All right, man. Let's see how this one works out. Ate up about half our buying power there, but we have a new position and a new ticker, SOX XL, and let's add that to the sheet. Okay. And master sheet, duplicate. And okay, SOXL and SOXL. There we go. That's all we got to do. Everything else is going to get pulled in. And today we have sold 1 put for the 21st, the standard monthly expiration for 2350. 1 contract and 0.79. 1.13, and there we go. We now have a new position. And just, let's see, move our way down the list here. Carnival Cruise Lines. Look at that. This might be an opportunity, guys. You know, I've been wanting to get into this. I had this good opportunity here, but we were so beat up at that point that we didn't have any buying power to work with. Not quite ready to pull the trigger yet, although that seems to be, look at that level right there, support, resistance, support, resistance. So if it bounces off of that, makes a new leg higher, we'll have missed a ride, or If it breaks through and goes lower, we get a second opportunity down here at the next support resistant level around $22, $23. So might pass on that one for today. Silver, what do we got here? Coming off the top ropes, had a little run up there. And, I don't get too excited about the gold and silver plays. They're there they work once in a while under the right circumstances, but I don't chase those at all. Okay, so here's the next one. SMCI. This is another one I added. I'm not sure who mentioned it. It might have been Brandon too, but it could have been another viewer or Discord member. I can't remember, and I apologize for being old and senile, I guess. But definitely going to keep an eye on this. If it definitely seems to be running. It's going down, but it's coming down in a channel. So we'll keep an eye on that. Wait for it to go to the bottom of the channel. We might take a run at that. Hymns, guys. I'm going to leave this on the list for a little bit, but for the most part, I'm going to take hymns off the list here sometime soon because it's look at this run up. I mean, when we started looking at this in, let's see, right here, December, 10th area, hymns was right around $30 and it pulled back and we missed it. And from the lows of $24, it's basically almost doubled in a month's time. I wish I was on that run, but we missed it. Anyway, so let's go back to, got a new position in stocks. It is a red day, so I do not want to close these out on a red day. I would rather close those out on a green day because this 50%, 48, 49% will probably be more like 55 or 60%. And I don't need to get that money back in the system today. So I think we might just be done there. Let's quickly run down the list here one more time because I don't know. It's Friday. Do I want to just call it quits and be done with it? Or do I want to try and find one more opportunity? I like this channel. Upwork's been bouncing in between 10 and we'll call it 15, 14, 15. That's a nice little channel. That can be played if it continues. Or Riot, excuse me. Upwork, same thing. Channel between, say, 15 and 17, 1750. Mara, we're not going to do, even though I think it would be a good play, it would put us too heavily into one underlying, and I don't want to do that. Vishay, let's take a bigger look at this. So again, they're downward slope, kind of a channel. Look at this, runs down, pops up. I think I'll wait on that because we just started watching this a week ago, so I want to observe it a little longer. Intel, Celsius, I think was the other one we had considered. Do we want to take a little bit of a stab at this one here? What's the low there? The low is 2165. So let's see what Celsius is offering us for short term. 2150, 70 cents for 2 weeks, 3 weeks out. We can get over $1 there for 3 weeks, but it could run up into earnings. That's something I need to consider too when I'm taking these positions. Like, these are all stocks that I would not mind owning. That's where I wouldn't even be selling puts against them to start with. But there's some I want to own, and there's some I'm really just taking advantage of selling that put, getting that premium. And every time I do that, it helps me build a little nest egg towards a future purchase of that entity. And then, no matter what happens, if I collect premiums on something 3, 4, 5 times, by the time I do eventually get it signed, I have a lower cost basis on that ticker. And that's kind of what this is all about, not trying to swing big, hit it out of the park. It's basically just taking all these little base hits, I guess is the best way to put it with a baseball analogy, not trying to get a grand slam, a home run every single time, But if you can get on base enough times, it'll win you a lot of games. So let's take a look. Look at that chart just one more time here. And yeah, lower Bollinger over here is going to be 2138. So 2150 is probably a good place. If we go down one strike, so 2155, $55 in 2 weeks time. Okay, what's that? That's a 30 delta. That's generally a good safe move. Let's just do that. We're going to go to the 50-cent put, and we are going to, let's see here. You know what? I think it might just let us do 2 contracts on that because it's not requiring a lot of buying power on that. So 657 is options buying power. That's a little more than half of what we got available. We'll do 2 contracts on Celsius at 21, which is a 30 delta put. Let's review, double check everything. $657 buying power. It is the $21 strike price for February 21st. Let's send it. And it's good. And let's see here. Let's add Celsius back to the chart. Okay, let's change the color back to nothing because we're going to play it again. And we're entering this today. We have sold puts for the 21st at the $21 strike. And we have 2 contracts this time. And what did I say that was? Oh, man. Give me 2 seconds. Let me peek at notifications on my phone. And let's see. That was at the 52 cents, 0.52. And oh, that was, nope, that's 2 contracts. That's 2.26. And there we go. So we collected $104 there, paid some fees, and we have a position in Celsius again. Okay, we're getting low on our buying power, but like I said, any sort of good green day next week, and we can get out of the AMD, and we can get out of the Intel, and most likely turn around and buy 2 more covered calls against those. So yeah. If you guys enjoy what I'm doing here, join us in the Discord. There'll be a link below. If that link is not working because you're seeing this video way in the future, go to my most recent video and I'll always have a current link there to get into the Discord, or do a search for retirement trades in Discord and you will find us pretty quickly. And yeah, that's about it, man. Other than that, like the videos. That helps us out a whole lot. Share, subscribe, all that good stuff, the alert bell, and most importantly, go get yourself a drink because it's Friday, and have a great weekend.